The first wicket, Navid Latif going leg before, no question about that. George Sharp making the decision, and Dillon striking very early on. And here it is again.
The ball coming into the right-hander. He played all around it, really, went right across.
And Agent nicely fielded in the slips. Ryan Hines as the fielder there, anticipated it well.
Just a little wobble there on the seam from that last delivery, but Cameron Coffey definitely trying his best to keep that seam upright. Very important on this type of surface. You want to be hitting that seam as much as possible. Don't want the ball to get bruised too quickly.
Nice drive through the onside. There's no fielder there. This will run away to the boundary. Nicely struck by Tawfiq Umar. Pakistan 13 for 1.
Bowled. Bowled by Coffey.
What a magnificent delivery. That's how he's got to get very close to the edge of the left-hander. That's pitched about middle and off. Committing the batsman to play at it. Very lucky not to get a touch on it. And squared him up. A very fine delivery all in all.
Just over the bowler's head. Well, that was within a foot of another dismissal for the West Indies. A completely false shot from Younis, played across the line of the ball, but Collins on his follow-through just couldn't get there. Over the fingertips, agonizingly close.
The ball seemed to stop on it. Oh, Younis Khan went through his shot far too early. Got on the upper, near about the handle of his bat, really. Very lucky to survive.
Strange looking shot, that one from Younis. Just seemed to play across the line of the ball. Seemed to play a little bit too early as well.
13 off 48 balls, Tawfiq. Slam that one through the extra cover region. That's four. No point running for that one. Fine stroke.
They haven't had too many scoring opportunities, Pakistani batsmen. That was wide. It was slightly overpitched and a very good shot.
To a play, just worked on the onside. Indication of the time the batsman has on this wicket. Virtually no pace in it whatsoever. And comfortably back for 3 runs. And also going to our wide digital in Europe and the UK. 27 for 1.
Whack over the top. Didn't quite get hold of it as he wanted. It won't go all the way. They'll come back for a second, but that was a deliberate shot over the top by the left-hander.
This shot was out of the blue, really. I never thought he would think of hitting Dillon over the mid-off, on the head of mid-off. There you go. Ball was not really pitched up and was going away from him. He was very lucky to get some bat on it, otherwise would have ballooned up in the cover region. It was wide, and he committed himself into a rather nothing shot, but still got him 2 runs.
Chopped it back into his stumps. Ball coming in with the arm to the left-hander. He played for it to go away. Under edge, and a wicket to Hooper. Deserving wicket as well. He has bowled well. He has been on a spot. He's troubled both batsmen so far, and he's now got a deserving wicket.
That's right. A magnificent delivery. Pushed long in through the air, but because of lack of pace in the wicket, the left-hander Navid Latif went for a square cut. And you see the ball, chopped it on, hits his leg stump. What a way to get out. Unlucky for Tosi Fuma. He's bowled Hooper for 24, and Pakistan is 45 for 2 in 28 overs.
Finest player.
Yes, is one of the key members in the batting lineup. Has played a lot of good innings for Pakistan, even in crisis. But this is 5 minutes before lunch. He would have preferred not to come in at this stage of the game.
As Pakistan won the toss, they would have hoped to have gone to lunch with a position somewhat better than that. 45 for 2 with both openers gone, but they've got strong batting to come, good conditions against a rather inexperienced West Indies bowling attack.
That's his favourite area through mid-on and mid-wicket. Anything pitched there, he can get runs, and he nets himself 3 in that occasion. That's beautifully put away. This time stroked beautifully and timing it to a nicety.
No doubt about that one going to the boundary. Again, a bit too much width there from Mervyn Dillon. Seemingly trying to get wide on the crease and push the ball in towards the right-hander, but it's not going anywhere. It's pretty straight outside the off stump. Either has to make the adjustment of getting a bit closer to the stump, or perhaps just pushing a bit further. Not a great deal of help out there through the air for these fast bowlers.
Lovely drive. No need to run for that. I think that will probably cross the boundary rope. Very good drive by Yunus Khan. Once again over pitch, and once again same result. Although this might not fetch him 4, Pedro Collins will stop it. A very good effort, desperate effort. Mervyn Dillon over pitching twice now in this over.
Very good shot again. Same position down to the long on. Not the most acrobatic bit of fielding you'll find from Pedro Collins. Demolishing this advertising boarding. Save this team a run though.
That's beautifully played. That is not good bowling by Mervyn Dillon, because this is an area where Inzamam ul Haq will accept anything and everything.
Need to keep it outside his off stump.
It's a good shot. Hasn't quite got it out of the middle, but I think he might have just got enough on it. No, fancy footwork. And they'll come back for 3 runs. That's gone. Up goes the finger from George Sharp. So Inzamam ul Haq may be undone by the slowness of this track. Got a little bit frustrated, and that's an important wicket for the West Indies.
Yes. Dejected Inzamam. Short delivery. Here comes the ball a little bit on the short side, outside the off stump. Inzi gave all the kitchen sink, really wanted to hit that ball, but never really got on top of it because of faintest of edge. Easy catch, regulation catch to the keeper, made no mistake. Dejected Inzamam walking back after 10 runs, being caught by Jacob of Dillon for 10. Pakistan 80 for 3.
Fine player, Yusuf Yohana, and 27 years of age.
Yeah, he has been quite successful in the recent past. Has done well for Pakistan, scoring 2,500 runs in Test cricket. Very reliable middle order batsman for Pakistan.
He's picked up 2 so far, Mervyn Dillon. Latif, and now Inzamam ul Haq. Abdur Razak to come, then the keeper Rashid Latif, and Saklan Waka Yunus Shabakta, and the leg spinner. Crucial partnership, this one. Pakistan need to get back on deck here. 80 for 3. That's not too far away. Up goes Mervyn Dillon. George Sharp doesn't. And Pakistan 80 for 3. It's a good shot. It's a very, very good shot. He hasn't moved an inch, and that's why. Worked on the leg side this time, just behind square. Another chase. And 2 more. That's overpitched and very well played indeed. It's not that long, that boundary at mid-off, and that brings up the 50. Well played.
A fine knock by young man. Pakistan always struggling for number 3 batsman. He came in and did the job for them. And I think if he's to get a few more scores at number 3, Pakistan could have solved this problem.
Well, it is such an important spot, number 3. It's got ridiculous, really big, thick inside edge. Good catch. Very, very good catch. That was a sharp chance. Chris Gale is the man at first step, and he rode that beautifully. It went quickly to him and just juggled it briefly. And another wicket for the West Indies.
Yeah, the very fine catch. The ball really bounced on him. And again, Yunus Khan went back. Here you see the ball pitching outside the off stump. And Yunus Khan throwing himself away from the ball, trying to strike at it for the top edge. And that's what a fine catch. Came chest high, and he hang on to that. Disappointed Yunus Khan, and Pakistan 94 for 4.
And Abdur Razak is the new man in. He's at the non-striker's end at the moment, just 22 years of age. He's been around for a long time. Very fine all-rounder, Mushi.
Indeed, yes. They've been start counting him as one of the man batsmen now. He recently scored a test century against Bangladesh in Dhaka, and is full of confidence. He's got 3 test standards.
Pedro Collins from the village of Boscobel in the northern part of Barbados, which has produced so many outstanding cricketers in its time, that small island. Pedro Collins, one of the latest. Still to get a wicket, and he comes on now to replace Carl Hooper. Didn't quite mean it there, but it's gone for 4, down to 3rd man. And Pakistan will accept all the boundaries they can get.
Well, Yusuf Yohana has this tendency to lunge at the ball at times to the deliveries that are pitched wide outside the off stump. And Carl Hooper has brought Pedro Collins primarily for that kind of a drive that Yusuf Yohana involves himself in at times.
Edge just short. Now there's the edge found that Ramis was talking about. Angled across, Yusuf not handling it very well.
Tentative shot, but importantly, he didn't push hard at the ball. That is the reason why the ball probably didn't carry to the slips. Just dropping the wrist down just in time and away from the keeper. Good effort from Ridley Jacobs, inches away from the ball.
He's gone for it, and has he hit it well enough? Yes, he has. 4 runs. That's a good shot. It's not a very long boundary, straight-ish. And they've got off the Nelson. 115 for 4 now. Abdur Razak is one of those players who likes to get on with the game. Whether he's got the bat in his hand or whether he's bowling, he's always looking to attack as much as possible. And Cameron Coffey was in a bit of a... no 3rd man. That's going to run away for 4 more. Well controlled. 119 for 4. After this over, there's 31 overs remaining in the day's play. Overpitched and well driven and through. It's going to go, I think, for 4. Just a half stop. Mervyn Dillon's not going to get there in time. No, he's not. 4 runs. Should have been fielded, that one.
A very occasional drive from Razak. Over pitch delivery. Dillon made all the effort, but went to his hand and just trickled to the boundary. There he's diving right over the top of the ball. Hardly made any.
Last over before tea, and a big moment as well. Hit that one through mid-wicket, so Ryan Hines into the attack, and his first ball in Test match cricket is dispatched through mid-wicket for 4. It wasn't all that short, more of a very good shot.
Yeah, he just rocked back, didn't he? That is it. A little bit short. Good bounce. And Johanna went back. Dispatched it to mid-wicket.
Just wide. Gone for 4. Very, very delicate and fine leg glance. That raises the 50 partnership. Very important one for Pakistan.
Yusuf Johanna beginning to look a bit dangerous here. In the air for quite some time past Ridley Jacobs. Not much chance of him getting to that, though. Not a quite convincing stroke. Not the safest of shots either, but just wide enough of Ridley Jacobs.
Off the inside edge. Looking for the cut. Desperate save. Done on the fine leg boundary. Pedro Collins, the fast bowler down there. Going to be checked to see if the ball was saved. And let's see. Looks as if he saved that okay.
Definitely has. His right leg might have been over the boundary, but it was in the air. So safe. With too much width. Too much width. You need to be starting out there if the ball is coming in quite sharply, as we have seen. But if it does not come back, it's going to be giving them too much width. Not too difficult to put those away.
Lovely shot. Half volley and put away. Beautifully struck down the ground by Yusuf Johanna. Nice shot. Yusuf Johanna now into his stride and finds the boundary again. Lovely, elegant shot between mid-off and extra cover for 4.
All you have to be just slightly off target to Yusuf Johanna and you'll be punished. That wasn't all that bad a delivery. Much worse deliveries than that haven't gone to the boundary. But just slightly overpitched. Just rocked onto the front foot and threw the line of the ball with the bat.
That's a half century for Yusuf Johanna. So another half century for this fine batsman. Raises the bat around the crowd, such as it is here. And very well played. Getting 2 off the last ball of a very tight over from Collins. Kept him scoreless for 5 deliveries, but then just lost his line and tucked away. 169 for 4.
17 overs, 2 for 31. Very good analysis indeed. Knowing fully well the responsibility that was on his shoulders, because West Indies gone in this game without a regular spinner. Oh, gone, edge and taken. That is why he was brought on to bowl. And Abdul Razak, an airy-fairy drive through the offside. And paying the price here.
Very disappointing. Abdul Razak walking back to the pavilion. He must have been living, really. He's played a nothing shot. His ball is pitched about 2 yards outside the off stump, still going away and try to reach for it. Paid the penalty. Not a shot to play at this stage of the game.
Yes, a wild slot and ending in the exit. Abdul Razak gone for 34, 178 for 5 Pakistan. Rashid Latif is the new batsman in. A little bit of chat between the two batsmen. Rashid Latif is the new batsman in, and beautifully driven by Rashid. That's a lovely on drive.
A lovely on drive to get off the mark. I know he has been off the mark, but this straight drive has given him a lot of confidence. There you are. Perfect half volley, full face of the bat.
Talupa hasn't employed a third man all day, basically, down that end, and there's another boundary in that region. Third man again. 4 more runs. Well played. Oh, it's a great shot. That really is a wonderful stroke indeed. 4 runs.
Has played quite a few of those, Yusuf Yohana. Anything over-pitched, just playing right through the line. Not the best seam position that you will see. Scrambled seam, just wobbling around, but a very good shot.
In the air and dropped. Just got his fingertips under it. Well, time for a wicket and almost had one. That's not an easy catch. Just came forward. Here's how it happened.
Yes, would have been a wonderful take. Difficult for somebody like Cameron Coffey, who's tall, really had to come down. That ball was dying and really had to scoop it inches off the ground. Couldn't handle it. Yusuf Yohana checking his drive. The bat scooped in the air. And so that could very well end up to be a costly miss. Ball that was hit off the bat and then going high in the air for an easy take that was not really attempted.
Pulled away. Short, and that's gone all the way. It's a tremendous shot by Yusuf Yohana, and that rubs salt into the wounds for the West Indies. Dropped a couple of balls earlier, and now a short ball put away for the first 6 of the day, and really well put away as well.
His shot of the day. Beautifully timed by Yusuf Yohana, in position early, picked the length early, and hit it in the air so that he could get the maximum, and maximum he got.
Instead, what's going to happen? There's a deep backward square leg going back. There's a record, which is a pretty good one for a keeper. Cut away down to the boundary, goes for 4. So Witt and Rashid Latif, who has shown himself to be very strong on the cut shot as well, just picking up runs. So the West Indies, in the last half an hour or so, and with the second new ball, haven't taken advantage.
Yes, have lost a plot here. This was wide and short, and all Rashid Latif really had to do was to work the ball away in that gap. Easily done, nicely timed.
And beautifully played away off the legs this time. So what an emphatic way to end the day for Pakistan. A 6 in the previous over pulled away by Yusuf Yohana, and now 2 boundaries for Rashid Latif. And that is the end of the day's play. The umpires picking the bails, and an emphatic end to the day for Pakistan. Rashid Latif finishing it with 2 successive boundaries, one through the third man and another off the legs. And a very, very useful partnership here of 52. That raises the 50 partnership, that shot. Beautifully played by Rashid Latif, who finishes on 27. Yusuf Yohana on 78. And the West Indies just letting things slide towards the end of the day. When they took the second new ball, they missed a catch of Yusuf Yohana, and then a couple of wayward deliveries to finish off the day's play. A session which has produced 93 runs in just the 1 wicket so that Pakistan finished the day in a much better position than seemed possible at one stage. And a very good end for Pakistan. But still, the West Indies overall will look at that and feel, well, we haven't done so badly. But when they look back on that last session, they've just allowed Pakistan to break free. They've played so well, so with such disciplined cricket all the way through to keep Pakistan on a tight rein. But then in that final session, not being able to maintain it. Dillon 2 for 78, got an early wicket, then came back after the break, after lunch, and got another one. Carl Hooper bowled as well as I've seen him bowl of late, 2 for 31, perhaps might have bowled a bit more. And Wavell Hines, the partnership breaker of a very useful stand between Yusuf Yohana and Abdul Razak when he got the wicket of Abdul Razak with his medium pace. Saqlain will now have Darren Ganga for the first time in a couple of overs. He's down the wicket, hits it over the top. Goes all the way down. Didn't quite get hold of it as he wanted, so the ball won't carry all the way. But he's decided to take on Saqlain. Now, I mentioned that the mid-off and the mid-on would have been further back than for Gale than they would be for Ganga. Ganga goes after him. Let's see if the fielders do drop back a little bit now following that shot. Fine shot. Beautifully played by Gale through extra cover for 4. So that's his first scoring shot for the day, and what a shot it was.
He likes to hit the ball on the up. It was right there in the left-handed slot. All he did was just move his shoulder, hip and head, leading the line of the balance into the stroke, and then the follow-through gave a bit of pace to the ball and cleared the boundary line. Good shot.
Beautifully hit. Struck magnificently through the offside. He really is a lovely clean hit with the ball, Chris Gale, and that's 2 fours for him now to carry him to 49.
Well, this shot should make Razak change his line. Once again, trying this batsman just outside the off stump. Chris Gale moving into the line very quickly. Caught him positioned very nicely and then hitting through the line.
No ball, and that's his 50. Third 4 in the innings. He raises his bat with his third 4 through the offside of Abdul Razak in the over. And Chris Gale, who's played really well, moves on to 53.
Very positive knock and a brilliant one. Under pressure, he was never shy of hitting the ball through covers. This has been hallmark of his batting. Whenever the ball has been delivered just outside the off stump, he's taken the full toll. And Abdul Razak, not learning from the previous delivery, again giving him a bit of room.
Going down the leg side. All the players going in unison, thinking that there's a case of a very strong leg before decision going in their favor. But George Sharp, realizing that the ball would have gone on to miss the leg.
I think they were more hoping than really expecting. Could see that ball pitching just about off stump, hitting the batsman just about on the line of leg stump. The angle would certainly have taken it past the leg stump if they had continued instead of hitting the pad.
Wow, he's simply brilliant and outstanding in that area. 11th boundary for Chris Gale, and all through the offside. This one off the back foot. Not very well done by the Pakistani captain, because that will give Chris Gale another boundary. First one through the onside. Once again, that drive, although he didn't middle it, still had enough.
One question, Ramiz. I know you're a part of this Pakistan cricket setup on the board. Isn't the board paying for the laundry?
Not for the entire laundry, just 25% off. So, I mean, they're just trying 25% hard.
I see. No wonder, no dive.
Very close to that stump. We've seen plenty of Pakistani batsmen falling in that fashion, chopping the ball onto the stumps. 88 without a wicket. Always is dangerous, playing back and given this time. Darren Ganga misjudging the length on that one. So the first West Indian wicket falls there.
Bit of turn as well for Saqlain Mushtaq. We saw the previous delivery was a straight one, didn't turn, bounced, hit pretty high up on the bat. This time Darren Ganga has decided to play back, perhaps to try to see exactly what the ball is doing. It's just outside off stump, but quite a bit of turn there coming back in, hitting him just a little bit above the roll, but he's pretty far back, Darren Ganga, hitting him in line with mid-stump. You can see that back leg is halfway in the crease. 88 for 1, the West Indies.
Sherwin Campbell batting number 3, as Michael said, first time he's ever batted at number 3, has opened in all 91 of his previous test innings. This is his first test for about 12 months. That's a very, very good shot. Stand and deliver for Chris Gale. Another boundary, his 13th. He's playing superbly. 88 for 1. That is beautifully bowled. Magnificent bowling from Saqlain. We are watching some high-quality off-spin bowling today, and that's the second wicket down for the West Indies.
What a magnificent delivery that was. I really straightened with the arm, and it spun in kind of a mini leg break, just straightened the delivery. There you are, a bit slow, tossed it up, encouraged the batsman to come and drive, ball spinning very like a top spin, and went through the gate. Magnificent delivery. 96 for 2, West Indies.
Wavell Hines, another left-hander. Here's the next man in for the West Indies, 25 years of age, from Jamaica. Just 10 minutes ago, they were none for 88. 2 for 96 now. Wavell Hines averaging just over 29, playing his 19th test, and he will be tested.
Very intelligent piece of bowling. Saqlain mixing his off break with his straightened one, found the gap. So the batting pad of Chris Gale, who played magnificently, a very prized wicket.
To a plate. So Sherwin Campbell has got off the mark. He's run that one down towards the deep backward square. Bounds in the offside and coming back for a third. Good running as well. No third man, 4 runs.
That's well played. It's a very good shot by Hines, and the long chase is going to be in vain. Played it very well indeed. Good confident shot. That's nicely played. Late deflection, watched the ball right onto the bat and turned it very neatly, and it reaches near the boundary. Umpire, of course, will be asking for, he signals for. Lovely shot. Nice use of the feet, nice swing of the bat, and finding the gap between mid-wicket and mid-on for a boundary to Wavell Hines. Well, he's got hold of that sweep now, and he'll get 4 runs for it. Very fine indeed. There's Canaria now. Gone leg before. Padding up to the googly. Umpire George Sharp raises a finger, and Canaria strikes, deceiving Campbell, who didn't read the googly at all, and the West Indies have lost a wicket about 10 minutes before lunch. That's the third gone for 126.
think it's the first googly from Canaria that has spun as much as this. Look at this one come back. Pitched a long way outside the off stump. Sherwin Campbell thought it was going to go away. It has hit him just in line with off stump, just about off stump. It's heading back towards the stumps. So I don't think George Sharp had any alternative but to put that right-handed swinger up. It's 126 for 3.
So huge responsibility here now on the West Indies captain, Carl Hooper, coming in. West Indies had a very solid start. Ganga and Gale putting on 88. And that wasn't too far away from being a cotton ball either. First ball. They've lost both openers, and the number 3 just seemed to land awkwardly here, Canaria.
Had an opportunity of another wicket there. Ball just falling short of that left hand of his, and then went back onto that carpet quite awkwardly.
So 3 wickets in relatively quick succession here for Pakistan. Lovely shot by Hines. Spanks it away through extra cover. It's been a good confident start by the left-hander, carrying him on to 28 now.
Beautiful flight and nicely driven. That is how it should be done. Get to the pitch and be aggressive. Once again finding the gap, and this will run away probably to the boundary once again. That's very good batting by the left-hander. Nicely placed by Carl Hooper. Gets him a boundary. So not a very good start by the Pakistani captain. That's a beautiful drive off the back foot. That's crashed into the boundary. Beautifully played by Carl Hooper. That's a lovely drive. Pushed up by Waqar and nicely played and sweetly timed. 162 for 3. Bit of back and probably dropped.
The reaction of all the fielders around the bat suggested that there was an inside edge, but the replay showed that the ball missed the bat completely. It was a good attempt by Yunus Khan in the slip. He had to cover a lot of ground and had to dive on the opposite side, not the dominant one, left-hand side.
Neville Hines driving uppishly, and the way the fielder is reacting, Saklan Mushtaq, it appears that it was put in the air and away from the fielder. Yes, that could very well have been grasped.
It was hit with some velocity.
Oh, beautifully bowled. Not in control there, Carl Hooper. Very close of bowling him out.
It was nicely bowled googly once again by Danish Canaria. Very well deceptive. Googly. And Carl Hooper was looking to play the leg spinner. And he is certainly looking disappointed.
It's well played. Very good shot. Risky work from Carl Hooper. He won't have to run too far for that. It's got that way. Very good shot indeed. That's his 10th boundary and 50 runs to Wavell Hines. 7 50s now in Test match cricket.
Another good half century this for Wavell Hines. Has to now think about converting this half century into 3 figures. 7 half centuries in his Test career so far. Just 1 century. Has to start converting these half centuries into the big ones.
Down the track, and that's a fine shot. He's hit that beautifully. I think it's gone all the way. Yes, it has. 6 runs.
10 off 2 deliveries. That was a good shot. He used his feet, which was very important. You have got to make sure that you use your feet. Get down to the pitch. Get close to the pitch of the ball so that when it spins, you can still cover that spin. Went a long way. Habib Bank will be happy with that shot. That brings up the 50 partnership between these two as well.
Stumped by a mile. Lovely bowling. Goodness me, Wavell Hines will not want to see that replay.
Should be very disappointed with that, Wavell Hines. He was batting so well. He was on top of the game. I just mentioned that he had won one little battle with getting rid of that man at City Point. And then he has basically given it away. Ball pitching in a rough area. Not reading it at all. Hitting towards the onside. Wow. Out by a distance. He won't be too happy with that. Neither will his captain be at the other end. It's 180 for 4.
Another left-hander, 27 years of age, from Guyana. It's a good shot. Didn't try to hit it too hard, Carl Hooper. It's not the longest of boundaries in that region, and that'll go for 4. Well timed. No third man in position, so that's going to run away for 4. That'll frustrate Shoaib Akhtar. So that's a good over for the West Indies. 11 runs from it, 191 for 4. That's what we're about to have a look at. Look at that gold. Magnificent. Not used these days, of course. That's a good shot. Straight back past the bowler. 4 runs. Well played.
Lovely shot by Hooper. Typical Carl Hooper stroke. Gone away down towards long on. Flicked away. Plenty of wrist in the shot. Hooper looking more confident now. A lot better than he did early on. A little hesitant at the start.
Good use of feet there. And lofted over mid-wicket and mid-on. 1 bounce for a fine shot.
Oh, beautifully played. Ooh, that's a super shot by Carl Hooper. He just eased on it and put it between extra cover and mid-off. Lovely flowing stroke, typical of Carl Hooper.
A very fine shot, really came right on top of the ball, just went through the shot, and a magnificent placement, just right off Inzamam in the covers, right in the middle of the bat. Exclusive timing.
That gives him his 50. A very good knock from the West Indian captain. Very methodical in his approach and being applauded by one and all here. And that's beautifully put away by Carl Hooper. That'll go to the boundary. The driving has been exquisite and beautiful to watch. Very close, that one, and given, yes. Carl Hooper playing on the back foot, and Abdul Razak this time hitting the target. That's an important breakthrough and deservedly going Abdul Razak's way.
Quick wicket for the Pakistanis. They're really required to break this partnership. And Abdul Razak obliging the Pakistani. And look at the smile on the Pakistani players' faces. They know how important that wicket was. Carl Hooper beaten by the pace and the strength.
And they slowly treasure off for T because it was signal T the moment Carl Hooper fell. But what an important wicket just before the T interval. They see him just shuffling a little. Abdul Razak bowling a fine delivery, sharp in swing and caught plumb in front of the stumps. No problem there for the umpire. Would have gone on to hit part of the middle and a chunk of the leg stump. Extremely good delivery by Abdul Razak, and this was the breakthrough the Pakistanis were looking for.
Pulled away short and very quickly onto the back foot in position. Chandapol very, very watchful, but as soon as a loose ball comes along, he puts it away expertly. So a fine shot by Chandapol carries him to 18.
Didn't take his eye off. He watches the ball, moved in the line, and pulled it through in the front of mid-wicket. A fine shot, well controlled.
Now, That's not a bad shout. From around the wicket, it's always going to be a little bit tough. And George Sharp says not out. Shoaib Akhtar thought he was gone. Followed through a long, long way.
That was a close call. Had to be a close call. Let's have a look. Pitched wide up off stump. Slanted in towards him. Perhaps a bit high. That's the question that has to be asked. Hitting him above the roll. Certainly wouldn't have missed the leg stump.
Just a little bit of rough also to work on, going between the stumps and the umpire. Over pitched and well played. That's a good shot. Didn't try and hit it too hard. And it's running away for 4 runs.
That was beautifully timed.
That's well played. 4 runs. Very good shot indeed. Cries of catch it. Desperate effort by Rashid Latif. Bit of a tangle there at the crease.
Should be very interesting to see this replay, to see what that ball hit. It certainly went a long way in the air.
Runs it down to third man. It's vacant. It's goes for 4. So that ball finding the gap between second slip and gully and going all the way for 4. Hines moving on to 22. Very difficult to get a decision when the ball is hit virtually the middle of the bat. But he is that type of player. Very excitable, Shoaib Akhtar. That's what's made him such a star attraction in international cricket.
Well, you would feel sorry for the fast bowler that his bowling action has been under question mark.
That's well pulled away. That's a fine shot by Ryan Hines. Gets back and really punches it and finds the gap between deep backward square leg and fine leg along the ground. Got over it.
Typical West Indian shot. Just jumping and giving a thump to the ball, placing it beautifully, rolling the list at the last moment.
That is a quick delivery. That is a very quick delivery. I would say the fastest we've seen for the match. Really took off and beautifully taken by the leaping Rashid Latif. He's pulled well and pulled confidently. He's hit that really well. So Ryan Hines picks up a boundary. He's batting with increasing confidence now.
Anish Kanere is young, energetic, and can deliver.
It's a very good shot. Waited for that beautifully. Didn't try and hit it too hard. And 4 runs. Very well played. That's well played. That's a very good shot. 4 runs for extra cover. The desert heat of Sharjah. Just starting to cool down a little bit now, actually. It has been a wonderful day for watching some cricket. We've seen some good intense stuff as well. That is a good shot. 4 runs, and also that brings up Ryan Hines' first Test 50. Brilliant stuff. Well played, Ryan.
A very fine innings from a very fine player. Ryan Hines has shown right temperament, right attitude, playing his first Test innings, and what a way to get to his 50.
So the last ball of the day.
Over. Time, lads.
George Sharp says, time, lads. So there it is. West Indies finish at 325 for 5. And this session, 94 runs, no wickets lost. That's a good performance by the West Indies, and that face tells a bit of a story on Waqar Younis. No doubt some frustration mounting.
Very good effort from the youngster Ryan Hines, stealing the show from the experienced Shivnarayan Chanderpaul. Very positive and looking for runs, and that is what you need to do at the top level of the game. and he's a good prospect for the West Indians. Been drafted in the team at the expense of a spinner. The West Indies wanted to have a longer batting, and really has responded well.
Yeah, it's a moment that Ryan Hines will remember. His teammates are on their feet, giving him a bit of a clap as he walks off on debut, of course. And he finished the day on 55 not out. Shivran Chanderpaul on 45 not out. So it's been a very good performance from these two. And a nice pat on the back there from Carl Hooper. It's always great to see the support from the senior players. They'll be very, very pleased with the youngsters' performance, and also this partnership, which is 94 now between Chanderpaul and Hines. To come, Ridley Jacobs, Mervyn Dillon, Cameron Coffey and Pedro Collins. But the problem there for the West Indies is the fact that Chris Gale got 68 and then out. Wavell Hines 59 and out. Carl Hooper 56 and out, and they'll be hoping that one of these two, if not both of them, can go on and get a big score for the West Indies. So they've still got a lot of work to do here.
Yunus, none for 68, the Pakistani cap not amongst the wickets, and Shoaib Akhtar bowled quick at times but not consistently well. Abdur Razak probably was the best of the lot as far as the fast bowling is concerned. Danish Kaneri impressive, 2 for 75, as was Siklan Mushtaq, who picked up 2 to support Danish Kaneri in that department.
To be able to have a result, that was a good shot. Brings up the Hunter partnership.
Walker starts off now. Spanked away. That's his 50 for Chanderpaul. Looks as if the ball is going to win this one, and it does. So Shivran Chanderpaul joins Chris Gale, Wavell Hines, Carl Hooper, and his partner Ryan Hines on a half-century in this West Indies innings, and it's been a very positive start for the West Indies.
What a comeback from Shivran Chanderpaul. He's been out of the team for quite some time, and then coming into this test match, he was required to occupy the crease and get the West Indies out of trouble. They need to save the fall-on in order to stay in this match, and Chanderpaul using all the experience in the world. Beautiful shot. The shot, all right, but on a slow wicket, the batsman would tend to hit it very hard, but Chanderpaul waited on this one and rolled his wrist at the last moment.
That's beautifully played. Lovely placement by Chanderpaul. That's a magnificent shot. You can say the pitch is flat, which it is. It's favouring the batsman, but you've still got to make use of it. Cracked away. That's gone away behind square. He's really climbed into that one, Chanderpaul. It was short, not all that short, but the pitch is accommodating, and the 350 goes on the board with that cut shot.
Just a bit of width offered to Chanderpaul, and the batsman who has spent a lot of time at the crease, faced 155 deliveries. It's a bread and butter shot for him.
Off the inside edge, I think. Walker has struck. Chanderpaul looks at the under edge, and yet another West Indies batsman who has got a start hasn't continued, with Chanderpaul dragging that ball back into his stumps, bowled by Walker. The West Indies have lost their 6th wicket for 352.
Persistence has paid. Waqar Younis not giving it up. Chanderpaul trying to play this delivery with an angle bat, had to pay the price. Left a bit of gap between bat and pad, and the ball taking inside edge. Pakistan is finally getting the breakthrough. West Indies 3-5-2 for 6.
Family in to watch the proceedings. West Indies having lost Chanderpaul and almost lost Jacobs here with a ball which just took the glove, as you see there, from the pad, dropping short of the fielder in close. So some encouragement for the Pakistanis. Now Hines waiting for Younis, and in the air it's going to be a catch taken, and that's a 2nd wicket gone. So Hines goes, and once more the West Indies batsman failed to go on. So Waka strikes twice, and now the West Indies are a little wobbly here with two loose shots, one from Chandapal first of all, and now one from Hines. Neither batsman going on. Hines out for 62 has played really well, and that's a long time still to play in the test match. So Hines 62, 353 for 7, the West Indies.
A bit of clap in the background for that performance from Tony Kozia. Age 27, facing Waqar Younis. Waqar Younis has picked up 2 wickets. So he's gone on to match his strike rate even on a dead pitch like this. That late in swing and called a no ball, otherwise would have been very close indeed.
I think we would have had a big shout from Waqar Younis and the entire Pakistan team if the shout hadn't been for a no ball. The usual Waqar Younis delivery, full in length, swinging into the right-handed batsman, and that's pretty straight.
Edge and not taken, not accepted in Zamamul Haq. They're diving and not being able to catch that one. Straighter ball from Saqlain Mushtaq. Pretty much expected because he's bowling to Mervyn Dillon, the tail ender.
Yes, this is the type of delivery that Saqlain usually bowls to the low order batsmen. The one that drifts away from the right-handed batsman. There it is. 2 slips in place. That is why the 2 slips are there for the outside edge. And yet the gap was still found. Saqlain just a touch disappointed with that effort. In the air for quite some time.
Yes, no way, easy and easily done by Rashid Latif. Mervyn Dillon slipped, and so that meant that all Rashid had to do was to remove the bails, and nicely done by Saqlain Mushtaq. Got to the ball quickly, so a needless run out at this stage.
Very much so. No single on there for Mervyn Dillon. Ridley Jacobs didn't intend to move, sent him back quickly, but Mervyn Dillon slipped. That is what cost him his wicket. Just a bit of a gap there into that extra cover region, but the bowler was quickly around. No chance of getting back after slipping Mervyn Dillon. Good work by Saqlain Mushtaq. Got the throw in perfectly, and Rashid Latif didn't have a great deal else to do. 362 for 8.
What a delivery from Waqar Younis. Yorker swinging full length and bullseye.
That's a surprise. Waqar Younis, who needed that wicket to get 50 against the West Indies. Didn't take long in coming. 1 ball at Cameron Coffey, full in length, swinging, leg stump hit. Perfect Yorker. Got bowled behind him, Cameron Coffey, because he moved that far across. But whether he moved that far across or not, I think we would have been seeing the same picture. 363 for 9.
A fine piece of bowling from skipper Waqar Younis, really inspired his team.
There it is, 366 all out. And David has talked about the fact that there's been 5 guys getting starts, no one going on to get a big one. And look at that collapse at the bottom. 6 for Jacobs, 5 for Dillon, Cuffy for Nort, and Pedro Collins not out on 1. So almost 126 overs, 366 all out the West Indies, and they'll be bitterly disappointed in the change of innings. If we look at the Pakistan bowlers, Waqar Younis, absolutely magnificent. 25 and a half overs, 4 maidens, 4 for 93, did all the damage this morning, picked up 4 for 8 in 31 balls, and Shab Akhtar didn't get a stick. Abdul Razak picked up 1 important one. Danish Kaneria, 2 for 75 off 26, and Saqlain Mushtaq provided terrific supporting role. Didn't give anything away, and a bit unlucky not to have another one as well.
Bowling on a pretty good line just outside the off stump. You can see there his first innings figures. That's gone. That's 4 runs. A bit too wide.
Beautifully put away. Naveed Latif is an exquisite player, square of the wicket. It was amply demonstrated there on that occasion. In position early and whacking the ball beautifully.
Rovett. Standing tall and delivering.
32 wickets in 9 matches, which is not bad considering that he has been made to bowl on these docile kind of pitches. Oh, beautifully put away in position brilliantly. Tawfiq Umar has really cracked that one beautifully. Very close to an outside edge. In effect taken. There was a bit of noise. So Naveed Latif missing an opportunity here because it's looking very good out there. Faint edge and nicely accepted by Ridley Jacobs.
That was the point which we were talking about. When he's shuffling, he takes his bat away from the body and then it moves away. And then he walks a lot in the crease and then he has to push at every delivery. Like you said, they were looking very positive and they're pushing everything. But in test match cricket or any form of cricket, if you're pushing the ball away from your body, that's what happens to you. Pakistan losing their first wicket after scoring 35.
That's a good shot. Back with a point. That's nice to see. 4 runs.
Placed it well. Again, he got a bit of width. Pedro Collins just giving him too much room outside the off stump. Look how wide that is. Placed it well, timed it well. Got full value.
Swung it away and gets a rare boundary. And does Yunus Khan. Just had enough room outside that off stump.
Yeah, he picked it up from outside the off stump. If he would have missed it, dropped his bat, he was outside the off stump. However, he middled it and it went for 4 square legs. A planned shot from Yunus Khan.
Pedro Collins now continues. Tawfiq Umar in strike. Will be looking for a second. Yes, he says. And there's a lot of communication. There's a run out at the bowler's end comfortably. Now that's what I was talking about a while ago. He's calling for the replay just to see if Collins had knocked the bails off before the ball broke the stumps. Collins is scratching his head ruefully. Tawfiq's gone back into his mark, and it does look as if there's a little bit of doubt about it. It may well have been that Collins broke the stumps. And Tawfiq has come back, and judging by the reaction of the West Indies players there, it looks as if the run-out has been spoiled. Now here's the replay. Now does the bowler break the stumps before the ball has hit the stump? No, he doesn't. So that is going to be a run-out. And that's been given. So the red leg has gone up. And we saw it from straight on a while ago that in fact the ball has hit the stumps and broken the bails. From the front on, it was pretty clear that Collins hadn't hit the stumps before the bails were broken. I think that is a little bit of an optical illusion. Here's how we have a look at it here now, and yes, no problem with that. So Tawfiq Umar run out, Pakistan's premier batsman.
Well, he's the batsman who wouldn't be really looking for a quick single. They just believe in hitting the ball and getting through the field.
Over the top. Didn't really go all the way. He was looking for a big 6, but it goes over mid-off quite comfortably. So an expensive over from Carl Hooper. That's magnificently hit. He had no room to hit that at all, and yet did. Over 200. Tried for a 6 in the last over, didn't quite make it. This time he does.
It was well-flighted delivery outside the off stump, and Yunus Khan went through the line, got underneath the delivery, and helped it its way over the mid-on boundary. Magnificent shot.
My goodness, he's climbed into that. He has hammered that down the ground with all the power in his resources, and he's really hammered it for 4.
What a magnificent shot. It went through the line, wasn't really right up, but hit it on the up, mid of the bat, straight as a die, and about a couple of bounces.
Edge and dropped. Ridley Jacobs really had to move quickly towards the slip cordon. There's no slip in place. And Carl Hooper now bearing the fact that he's been touched a little over-defensive here.
And this is the second time in Zamam ul Haq edged one past first slip. There was a chance for Ridley Jacobs. He tried very hard, but in the end, didn't catching that ball in the palm. In fact, it hit his fingers, and this is the reason why he couldn't control.
Angle there. Nicely put away by Yunus Khan. This is now one-day stuff here. Magnificently placed. Working the ball away from the pads. Yunus Khan did that quite nicely.
Another technical error from Carl Hooper. This is not the time to actually bring the auxiliary bowler into the attack.
That's beautifully put away. For once, he finds the gap and majestically timed. What a shot. Edge, and once again, probably grass. This time it was a difficult chance. I don't know whether that carried or not, or whether Ridley Jacobs reached to that one or not. But once again, an edge in Pakistan progressing to the 100. The 100 for 2. Worried expression on the faces of the West Indian players out there. There was a chance once again, probably a chance, but we can call it a chance, or can we? Ball just about catching the middle of that finger of Ridley Jacobs' gloves. Well, everything seems to be escaping him, and he's not really reacting. Very normal stuff. A lot of experience there. Chauvin Campbell. Edge taken this time, yes. Ball lodging straight into the glove this time, and Ridley Jacobs not making any mistake. So Yunus Khan departing, looking for that run, maybe trying to guide the ball down for a single. Playing it fine and straight to the keeper.
Well, trying to run the ball down to third man. The idea was right, but the execution, that's where he lagged. It was nicely taken by Ridley Jacobs for a change. Pakistan losing their third wicket for 101.
The premier Pakistan batsman, just 27 years of age. Made his debut just a few years back, and how well he's progressed as a batsman. That's beautifully put away. No problem there whatsoever for Inzamam ul Haq. Flick of the wrist, in position early, and getting a boundary.
Here now is Collins. First delivery after tea, and it goes for 4. Now, there's no fine leg. It's that's well over the top. Well struck by Yusuf Johanna, another 4. So Collins finding it a little bit difficult here to contain things as he did before tea now.
Very positive sign by Yusuf Johanna, picking it on the up, going through the line, finding middle of the bat.
Down the wicket, and it is a brilliant catch by Dillon. Magnificently taken. Trying to hit over the top. That's something that can lift the team. Kept his eyes on it all the way. And no doubt, congratulations all around from the West Indies on the field and the West Indians off it as well. Tremendously taken.
Yusuf Johanna charged, tried to hit it on the up. Didn't really got hold of it, and Dillon really ran backward, stretched his arms, big long arms, and got right hold of it. A magnificent catch to get rid of Yusuf Yohana for 12, Pakistan 134 for 4.
Abdul Razak now comes in to join Inzamam. The batsman crossed while that ball was in the air. What a catch we saw there from...
It's a good shot. It's a very good shot indeed, and it's 6 runs. He's picked that up beautifully.
Hadn't done a lot since getting to the crease, Abdul Razak, but that was an ideal opportunity. It was much too short. The line was okay. It was outside the off stump, but it was much too short. Just 3 fielders on the onside. So he knew he had both Inzamam Haq and Abdul Razak met in the middle of the pitch during the break, in between overs. That's straight up. That should be a simple catch for Carl Hooper. It is. Mervyn Dillon has struck again. And a very important wicket that, getting rid of Inzamam Haq.
Certainly is. Mervyn Dillon is very excited about that wicket. It's a big wicket, of course. Inzamam can be such a dangerous player. And quite remarkable, actually, the way that he was dismissed. He obviously lost the grip with one of his hands on the handle. It was a short ball. He picked it up. He realised he could get after it. And then suddenly, pretty much a one-handed stroke. Went nowhere in the end, and Carl Hooper just got underneath it and took it comfortably. So a big wicket for the West Indies. He can be so dangerous, Inzamam. He goes for 48. Pakistan now 146 for 5. Rashid Latif, next man in. He'll be feeling pretty confident. He played some lovely strokes in his 150 in the first innings. His first Test 100, 33 years of age. Average of just over 29 throughout his career. He won't waste too much time.
Pakistan have to be very careful now. 5 wickets down. This was the 5th. Inzamam Haq coming onto the front foot, obviously looking for the drive. Short ball from Mervyn Dillon, a good short ball. Thing perhaps caught him off guard. And a simple catch for Carl Hooper.
Got that away. Back got a square on the offside. Split the gap for 4. So the lights are on here in Sharjah, and it has made quite a difference in the middle as well. Through the cover region, airborne, but away from Carl Hooper for 4. Good shot.
Very good shot. Lost that over the head of Carl Hooper. Just managed to clear him. No protection out in the deep in front of square. There is a man out deep, but he's on square. More there for the short ball that's cut away instead of the drive.
Has got quite chilly, in fact, as we see an edge going down towards third man. Doesn't matter where they go. Once they go over the boundary as far as the Pakistanis are concerned, and a big drive, outside edge, no slip in there, and 4 runs. Down the ground and taken, dropped. Was coming very hard. Ryan Hines really had the opportunity of a catch there. It was hitting hard, but it was straight into his lap, and he really should have taken it, but it spilled out.
Razak giving everything behind that shot. He was on the move all right.
Magnificent drive. And that's going to go all the way. Absolutely straight back along the ground.
And the relay.
All 3 have padded up. Waqar Younis, Shoaib Akhtar and Saqlan Mushtaq.
Well, the message is obvious. Pick up some boundaries. Great shot. 4 runs. Bang. That is a great hit. Beautifully played. That's a huge over, this one. That has gone a long way up in the air. There are a couple of fielders getting underneath. It might be a collision. No, it's not. Darren Ganger in the end obviously got the loud call out. Now, Wavell Hines, the man that was tracking him down. Abdul Razak has departed, but Waqar Younis has got out of his seat, and instead of walking towards the middle, he's walking to the change room. Declaration in.
and a very good one coming at the right time. 3:41, Pakistan is leading by. That's a very, very good declaration, considering that Rashid Latif was on 47. And since it's a team game, Waqar Younis immediately, the moment after Razak got out, called Rashid Latif in as well. Looking for that room, couldn't get that middle of the stick, went high in the air, and very good take by Darren Ganga. Steadied himself, made sure that he got underneath it, and importantly was not distracted by this run of Wavell Hines. Nicely taken.
At the Pakistan card, the main contributor was Inzamam ul Haq with 48 off 56 balls, played very nicely indeed. And just behind him, Rashid Latif not out 47 off 41 balls, including 4 fours, and handy contributions in a run chase scenario with Yunus Khan 32, and also Tawfiq Umar 23, and Latif played some nice shots for his 20 at the start of the innings. West Indies bowling, Mervyn Dillon, 17 overs, 3 maidens, 2 for 46, tried hard, was reasonably aggressive out there, which was encouraging. Cameron Coffey, 19 overs, 3 maidens, 2 for 78. He got just a little bit more treatment than Mervyn Dillon did. Pedro Collins, unlucky, only 1 for 56, had 1 or 2 chances spilled. And Carl Hooper, just the 5 overs, and Wavell Hines, only 2. Ryan Hines, by the way, damaged a finger, little finger on the left hand, training this morning, and that's what he's damaged again. But he should be okay to bat, that's what we've been told at the moment, but certainly it's going to be hard work for the West Indies. The target is 342, and as I said, there'll be 10 overs left in the day's play, and a full day's play tomorrow. Let's look at the card of this first ever test match in Sharjah. Pakistan, a big total in the first innings. West Indies, 366. They were 127 behind after both teams had batted. In the second innings, Pakistan 214 for 6, and Pakistan now 341 runs ahead. Same field for Chris Gale. He played beautifully in the first innings. Worked away, and that is wonderfully timed. Fine leg has got some work to do. He's not going to get there. No, he doesn't. 4 runs. Not a bad way to get off the mark.
He's a beautiful timer for cricket ball. Just a flick of the wrist, and away it went quickly.
Beautifully played. Nice hardness on the ball, carries it all the way to the boundary. So that Ganga responds with a boundary. No talking from Waqar there. 16 without loss. That's beautifully played. Half volley comes along, Ganga puts it away. He did to Waqar Younis in the last over. Now he's done the same to Canaria. So that's it. A little bit of an anxious moment for Gale as the ball just trickled back towards the stumps, but the opening batsmen have done their job. They've survived 10 overs to the end of the day. They've done it competently, and there's the score. They played very well in their first innings. The batsmen there who will feel that they should have gone on to more runs than they actually got. Waqar Younis, a very testing spell of 5 overs. Saqlain Mushtaq, the off-spinner, used with the new ball and posing problems with it, but being countered very effectively by the 2 West Indies opening batsmen. But it's been a day utterly dominated by the Pakistanis, inspired by that spell this morning of Waqar Younis, which destroyed the last half of the West Indies order, which collapsed 5 wickets for 14 runs at the end of the innings, and 4 of those wickets to Waqar Younis for 8 runs from 31 deliveries.
This is the match summary. Pakistan putting up a very, very good show in the first innings, 493, and declaring their second knock, 214 for 6, and really at the end West Indies require 318 more runs to win this game at 3.53 runs per over.
Here are the West Indies opening batsmen. They did very well yesterday afternoon to survive 10 overs, a very tense period under the lights yesterday because it was very overcast. Not so this morning. They come out in lovely bright natural light on a clear blue sky. Chris Gale, the taller of the 2, and Darren Ganga with him. So that's the weather as we look at it. It was like that yesterday, in fact, in all the previous 4 days, but it did cloud over during the afternoon, and that light pylon and the others had to be put into use. So there is the West Indies order. Big task for them.
Oh, that's a fine stroke from Darren Ganga. He looked very confident throughout his innings. And in this particular innings, he looks like that he's going to take the attack to the bowlers.
That's beautifully played. Punched it off the back foot, all timing. Just the 2 for it, and it's a long chase down towards the boundary. Nice shot by Ganga.
This particular delivery is Wes Hall, former West Indian player.
So he's put that away. Ganga very positive in his approach, and there should be time for a third here. There will be. So Ganga now moving on. Pushed on to 25. And the West, correction, he's 28 now. The score moves on to 33 without loss.
Darren Ganga trusting the wicket fully. He's backing him up to play his strokes. He knows the wicket is not doing much. It's just a reversal from the first inning when Chris Gayle was looking very positive. But on this occasion, Darren Ganga backing himself, playing all his strokes. It's raced to 28 now.
So Chris Gayle, first runs of the day, just a little push through the offside for a couple. Very nearly chopped it back into his stumps. Goes for 4, but the under edge could so easily have gone back into Chris Gayle's stumps.
And that's what happens when the batsman has a doubt in his head whether to go on the front foot or not. He got himself committed on the back foot and then tried to hit the ball very hard and square off the wicket, getting an inside edge. Could have gone to hit the stumps. Lucky 4 runs. Waqar Younis. Disappointed.
So Ganga, the non-striker's end, watches now as Gayle takes strike. That's a magnificent shot. He really just leant back and pushed it, and it raced away to the boundary, absolutely straight back past the bowler for 4.
What a beautiful shot that was. I can even buy a ticket, spend some money, and come to the ground and watch this kind of a cricket. Oh, beautiful. Timing, position, and the balance. Everything perfect. And the result was perfect as well.
Thick edge this time. A long chase in the outfield, but he won't get there. Another 4 to Gayle.
Officially in the gap. And the first innings operating with a short cover. Had a fielder been there, but it's been certainly very close. Nicely played with the spin. And not good work done by the captain there. Waqar Younis obviously struggling with the bowling that he's done this morning.
Not the youngest Waqar Younis. Did quite a bit of bowling in this test already. And at mid-on, just having a bit of a problem in getting down. Tried the Pele work. Didn't quite come off. Good shot from Chris Gayle, though.
24 he's got so far.
Once again, beautifully driven, powerfully struck.
has no one but himself to blame on this occasion, though. Previously, he could have said, well, his captain should have gotten across. Well, what about this? What about him doing his own fielding? Right through his hands.
Well balanced when he was driving that one, and Danish Canaria missing the line of that one, letting it go through his hands. Once again, powerfully put away. Well, this is exquisite stuff from the youngster. 3 boundaries on the trot.
Over-pitching fractionally there, Danish Canaria. You want to be pitching on a lane that if the batsman is driving as a spinner, he should be using his feet to get to the pitch. No problem to Chris Gayle. Beautifully struck.
Margin of error minimal on this pitch. Danish Canaria really has to find this right spot. Can't overpitch, can't underpitch. Once again overpitch, and once more boundary. 4 in a row for Chris Gayle. 19 runs so far in this over. That is also the end of it. 67 without a wicket, West Indies now. Beautifully struck, once again finding the gap. 5th in a row for Chris Gayle. Making batting look extremely easy and also very attractive.
A bit of room outside the off stump and seizing the opportunity, Chris Gayle. Really loosening up Chris Gayle, getting freer and playing all the shots.
3rd man now put into place.
That is a great delivery. That is outstanding bowling from Shoaib Akhtar. That's the breakthrough Pakistan wanted, but class bowling from him. He's done wonderful job today, and Darren Ganga on his way.
Chris Rowlands has paid the dividends for Shoaib Akhtar, who's been bowling since morning. Here you see, really charging in. Oh, very magnificent delivery. It's reverse swing a little bit. I think hit his thigh and onto the stumps. A beautiful piece of fast bowling. And Ganga, who played well for his 34. And that's the first wicket down, 7-6 for 1.
And Saqlain gets it away. Oh, shall I say, Gayle gets it away. Saqlain just slightly over pitching, and Gayle gets a boundary. His first scoring shot in 27 deliveries. That'll go for 4 more. He really is a lovely striker of the ball, and gets his 12th boundary.
Beautifully driven again from Chris Gayle. No great turn on that delivery. That's why I was able to get it through the onside. Perhaps one of Saqlain's straighter deliveries.
Well, 3-4s in the over, I think. Ball just going to beat the fielder, so 3 boundaries in the over to Gayle. Low full toss, and he's made use of that again. Fine stroke by Campbell off the back foot. He's a very good cutter of the ball, and you'll get a boundary for this. Ball fractionally short and well played. Ends the over, pushes the West Indies now up to 107 for 1. Campbell has moved on now to 11.
Come on, Danny.
And is so adept at putting the balls away. He loves to deal in boundaries, and it's gone all the way. You could say that he slightly mistimed Saqlain. That dive wouldn't get many points from the judges in the Olympics for that.
There it goes uppishly. And that, well, not exactly gully, but where the third slip would have been, but it was slashed very hard. So nobody had a chance.
A lot of room.
What a delivery. He was troubling Chris Gayle and finally got him. beat him for pace and maybe a bit of movement. So this is classic stuff.
The writing was on the wall. Shoaib Akhtar beating Chris Gayle on a number of occasions in the last over. The length, when he beat Chris Gayle in the previous over, was a bit away, but this time, bullseye. Brilliant stop from Shoaib Akhtar. Important breakthrough. West Indies losing their second wicket for 115.
Then another left-hander from Jamaica, just 25 years of age. This come and replace Chris Gayle. 995 test runs for the left-hander. 750s and 100. This is what Shoaib Akhtar did to Chris Gayle. Wonderful quick delivery, great angle, shape away, and ball hitting the off stump. Good pace, movement. Beautifully driven. That boundary also gets him his 1,000 in Test match cricket. It's a milestone being achieved here by Wavell Hines. Doing it very nicely indeed, through the gap. Moves on to 6 in just 5 delivery.
Too wide. So much loop in that particular delivery. It was easy picking for Wavell Hines, who played so well. Just scored his 1,000 runs in Test match cricket.
Quick one. Is that taken? Yes. Picked up by Shoaib Akhtar. Quick delivery. And the fast bowler doing some serious damage here. Wavell Hines not being able to get out of the line, and Rashid Latif doing the rest.
No batsman would like to face such a delivery. That was quick, fast, and aiming for the head. And Wavell Hines couldn't do anything about it. Had to fend it off at the last moment. That's great bowling. Big breakthrough for the Pakistanis.
And a very good decision by the umpire. He had to really judge whether that ball hit part of the bat, the glove, or it brushed the sweater. He made a very good decision in the end. Wavell Hines got a nasty one. And he's now going back to the pavilion after getting 8. And West Indies, well, now 125 for 3.
Carl Hooper find himself in a similar situation like the first innings. That's his record. 91 matches, 156 innings, 4,922 runs. Not a bad average of 34.91. Have a look at this one. No time for Wavell Hines to react. The only reaction we got from him was trying to play the ball with the gloves.
Is looking to avoid that one, trying to duck into the delivery. You can't do that. Now, there must have been some contact with the bat there. They were certainly very animated in the middle.
They've been appealing a lot, but they're certainly a lot more excited about that one. I suspect that there was a fair amount of bat going into that man at Silla Point. Hard bat, Silla Point.
Tossed that up. I think it was the wrong one as well, but it's beautifully played. Nice and square on the offside. Give up that chase. 4 runs. And Razak, Test career, 31 wickets at an average of just under 40. Quite high. It's all played by Carl Hooper, running it back at a square on the offside. The chase is on to no avail. 4 more. Good shot.
Made it look quite easy. No great pace from Abdul Razak, but Carl Hooper just getting enough pace on that delivery, just a flick of the wrist, opening the face of the bat and sliding it off backward a point.
There's the wrong one. This one. Wow. Latif is down as well. The stumps are gone, and it's going to be referred. Plenty of action out in the middle. No wonder if Sherwin Campbell's made his ground. Latif also looks like he might be injured at the moment. We'll have to check a couple of replays here.
Naved Latif to feel that backward point. I suspect if he had hit the stumps on the full, that Sherwin Campbell would have been well short. But usually you find that whenever the wicketkeeper has to take the ball and then take the bails off, that split second the batsman gets in. If that had hit, he would have been well short. But of course, with him having to take the ball and then taking the bails off, that split second that he is in, that's my opinion at any rate. We'll see.
Won't be able to tell much from this angle. I think you're right, Michael. Pretty tidy fielding. The throw not ideal, but anyway. Collision course on here. Down goes the head. The helmet's on from Sherwin Campbell, and he's going to take out Rashid Latif in this moment. Still haven't had an official result from the third umpire. Now, hang on a sec. He's given him out. Wow, that is a surprise. All the players were in position, ready for the next ball. Suddenly, there was noise in the crowd as the red light went on. I don't agree with that one, Michael.
Well, I don't think I need to say that I'm totally perplexed about that decision. Pretty difficult to understand how the third umpire arrived at that decision from those replays. I think even the first one that seemed to be a slightly masked showed that he was in. But, well, we'll have to read the papers tomorrow morning. That's what it will say. 146 for 4.
Wow, drama here on day 5 of the first ever test match in Sharjah. And the result is that Shivnarine Chanderpaul has been asked to come out to bat. You've got to feel very, very sorry for Sherwin Campbell. Should never have been given out in that scenario. But now the West Indies are under further pressure. 27 years of age from Guyana is Shivnarine Chanderpaul, averaging just a shade under 40 and playing in his 50th test. That's a nice little milestone for him. Played well in the first innings. Only got 200s in 50 tests. And the skipper is on strike at the moment. But, Michael, I can't believe this. I'm going to leave this description to you.
Well, I think it's quite obvious there. Although the man at forward short leg is blocking the line, you can see the bat is well past the line before Rashid Latif's gloves hit the stumps. He has taken the ball there. The bat is already past the line. The glove now is just hitting the stump.
Take on. Another wicket gone. Abdul Razak strikes. And Pakistan get rid of Shivnarine Chanderpaul. 5 down now for 149. And Abdul Razak bowling a really good delivery there, getting the ball to move around and finding the edge.
Another fine delivery from Abdul Razak, who's got the moment in the air and off the wicket. Prentice of Nick, and Rashid Latif took a very low down catch. A magnificent 149 for 5.
Ryan Hines now comes out in his debut test match, played really well in the first innings, and comes out now with his team in real trouble. 149 for 5. Still another 45 overs after this one as a minimum to go. His captain with him, and just the keeper and the bowlers to come. Here's Abdul Razak. Picked up Chanderpaul with a very good delivery here.
Left him off the wicket and just found the outside edge. He has been moving the ball quite a lot, Abdul Razak. He had more movement of the ball than Shoaib Akhtar or Waqar Younis this morning, and it's a magnificent catch there by Abdul Razak at the seam. He hits the seam more than any other bowler I've seen, and because of his high action. And there's a delighted Razak.
Leg before. Riaz raises a finger, the in-swinger once more, very similar to the way that Hooper went in the first innings. Razak strikes, and the West Indies in ruins now. 150 for 6 as Abdul Razak gets wickets. 2 of them in the same over.
Well, this ball was slightly pitched up from Abdul Razak, which gave batsmen not enough time to adjust. There you see, and they hit the pads first, just about on the line of the off stump. I would say adjusted, and Hooper, LBW Razak for 13, West Indies 150 for 6.
New batsman is the vice-captain, Ridley Jacobs, one of the many left-handers in the side. And that's pretty close too. That's close enough for the finger to go up again. Abdur Razak has 3 wickets in 1 over, and the West Indies stride spectacular continues. They're now 150 for 7.
I don't know. I'm not very sure about this one. I think the ball just pitched outside leg. Seems like it, but we'll have a look at in the replay. There's Jacob coming back. There's Abdul Razak charging in. And interesting to see where the ball pitched. Just outside leg stump. I think Razak is very lucky to get that LBW. In my opinion, the ball pitched outside leg stump, and when it does, it cannot be given out LBW. So he only survived one ball, and West Indies are 150 for 7.
Shoaib Akhtar strikes again. Dillon misses it. Shoaib hits. West Indies 8 down for 155. Shoaib just too much for Merv Dillon.
It only took him 2 balls to warm up and then found a line. The pitched about middle and off, kept it lying, and Dillon didn't know what passed him like lightning. Magnificent delivery, very quick through the air off the wicket, and Dillon left in puzzle, walking back to pavilion, survived for 8 deliveries, no score. West Indies 155 for 8.
West Indies have lost 7 wickets for 44 runs since lunch. Cameron Cuffy, the number 10, has come out. Shoaib Akhtar on the way, and bowled him too. Off stump, out of the ground, first ball. Shoaib Akhtar really isn't wasting any time. That's his 5th wicket of the innings. Absolutely comprehensively bowled late on the shot, and the off stump rocked out of the ground. 155 for 9 now, and the West Indies, a spectacular collapse towards defeat as Cuffy comes back. A duck for him and a duck for Merv Dillon. And for the second time, a Pakistani bowler will be on a hat trick with the last man coming in, Pedro Collins. Cuffy, 1 ball. 155 for 9, just 1 wicket standing. Pedro Collins comes in as last man. Mike Hazeman now in the commentary position with him, Amir Hussail.
Thank you, Tony. Hat-trick ball, this one for Shoaib Akhtar. And down the leg side, a no ball called. It is a very, very long run up, this one, with lots of purpose. There's a big shout now. That is not too far away. Just sliding leg side. But once again, a very good over from Shoaib Akhtar. End of the over. 158 for 9. Outside edge. Squeeze that one through the slips cordon. There's no third man, so he's going to pick himself up 4 runs as Pedro Collins. And he's off the mark. Collins has had a swipe at that one, and he's hit it pretty well. Short ball from Abdur Razak, and a few bounces and over the ropes. 2 fours in his 8. And this time, straight back past the ball, he's going to pick up another boundary. That is a very good shot.
That's boundary number 3rd for Pedro Collins.
Test match, and Sharjah has finished, and it's a comprehensive victory to Pakistan. What a comeback since lunch. They really have had a wonderful session. That is a bleak-looking change room, but Waqar Younis will be delighted with his charges, and particularly Shoaib Akhtar. There's the coach, Mudassir Nazar. He'll be happy as well, and the spectators are on their feet making plenty of noise. Terrific stuff from Pakistan.
Outstanding victory. As far as the Pakistani point of view is concerned. The declaration was very supportive. Waqar Younis giving a chance to the West Indies team that if they can bat well, they could win the test match. But he had all the confidence in the world in his fast bowlers and the spinners and the bowlers doing the job and making the captain proud.
So Collins goes for 12. West Indies all out for 171. And I want to pay a special tribute here to the captain, Waqar Younis. I think his communication skills have been outstanding. He obviously did a lot of damage in the West Indies first innings, and Pakistan win by 170 runs. And of course, Razak picked up 3 wickets in the 1 over. Carl Hooper, Shivnarine Chanderpaul, and then Ridley Jacobs, which really started the rot. But a really good performance from Pakistan. 171 all out. Just Chris Gale, who played superbly for his 66. The only man who got amongst the runs, really. Darren Ganga played okay for his 34, nice and positive. And the first wicket went down with 76 on the board, and then all out for 171. So it certainly was a procession from that moment. And you see the name Akhtar featuring plenty of times on that batting card. So once again, the West Indies bowled out cheaply, this time inside 63 overs.
This is the story of the bowlers as far as the Pakistan is concerned. Waqar Younis just bowling 9 overs. He realized that there was nothing for him in this wicket, so he opted for spinners and then relied on Shoaib Akhtar, who actually picked up 5 wickets for him. And then Abdul Razak, in only 7.5 overs, conceding 25 runs and picking up 4 quick wickets for the Pakistan. Danish Kanaria was a bit expensive by his standards, giving away 55 runs. Saqlain Mushtaq opening the bowling for Pakistan, only bowled 11 overs, 5 maidens, gave away 30 runs without a wicket.
So there's a look back at the first test card in Sharjah. Pakistan 493 in the first innings. West Indies 366. Pakistan in their second innings 214 for 6 declared. And then the West Indies rolled over for 171. Don't forget, they were 76 for no wicket at one stage.